الله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Brothers and sisters, fellow Gambians, and friends of the Gambia, greetings to all of you wherever you are. Once again, I am delighted. I am happy. I'm grateful that Gambia has again taken back itself from the hands of a tyrant, from the hands of a dictator, from the hands of a disastrous monster. Congratulations to you Gambians. But like it's been said by those our knowledgeable people, have been said by those of our great leaders, it is a gradual process, a continuous process. As a country, we will continue to work. We will continue to ask questions and demand changes where possible. I'm sorry, my internet seems to be acting up. I don't know whether it's the phone or the internet, but it's like I'm breaking, and it's a little ugly. But you know, I want to make this very precise, because there are a lot of other things that I personally want to do. I've decided to take a break, but before I officially do that, I would like to, make these points. These are my opinions, and I would try and put them out there. We're all one. Now, Gambia, like any other country, like any other society, be it religious, political society, we have what we call reward. There are rewards attached to everything that man does. That starts from our Creator. Man amila salihan falinafsihi wa man sa'a fa'alayha. فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره ولا خيرا يره فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره. So from this point of view, I want to discuss with Gambians, especially those in authority. In our law, who has powers to appoint ambassadors and high commissioners? If anybody knows, please write it here. I'll be here to check that, because I am moving forward. Now, few days ago, His Excellency Adama Barrow and our Foreign Minister Honorable Ousainou Darboe met 21 diplomats of the Republic of the Gambia that were appointed by President Yahya Jammeh's government and also sacked during the political turmoil of our country. And it is famously called the impasse, or some will call it the impasse, whatever pronunciation you give it. But the political trouble when President Yahya Jammeh refused to relinquish power to the democratically elected President Adama Barrow. Now, we've seen them, and they were retained. These ambassadors, 21 of them, were retained. First, a letter was written, a dispatch was made by the Office of the Foreign Ministry that all those ambassadors, quote in quote, who wrote a letter to request President Yahya Jammeh, the former president, to resign, are asked to return back to their work and, return back to their positions. Let me relate this. The governors in the country who were representing the president at various regions were all sacked, probably because they didn't write a letter to President Yahya Jammeh to step down. But ambassadors or diplomats came together to write to President Yahya Jammeh to resign, and he sacked all of them. Now, retaining these people is really not the right thing, in my opinion. You may keep some of them for strategic reasons, but retaining these 21 ambassadors, retaining these 21 diplomats that were helping Jammeh, to me, is not very okay. Mantara arjana nyinina nyindulato de. Politico. We are not looking for heaven in the Gambia. Politico mimbe kekang. Mini doku oke welle nyanta domoro kela. Gambians suffered. And two areas that are related to this are Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Office of the President. So the Minister and the President's Office, Honorable Ousainou Darboe and Adama Barrow, who both happen to be members of my own party. Aliyemin Keteng, Amambanku Dingol Kontani, Gambians are not happy with what you did. Retaining these ambassadors, Gambians are not happy with it. It's particularly 100%, 21, all of them. That is not right. In our opinion, though, we do not know what you're going to do, but we do not like this. These ambassadors, until inside January or mid or end of December, when all work was done and finished, some of these people went to the Gambia, left their positions in their various countries of assignment. They went and campaigned for President Yahya Jammeh. They went home, some of them. They were part of the presidential tour of Yahya Jammeh. They campaigned for Yahya Jammeh. Some of them contributed money to Aprc campaign, and they lost. It was when they lost, when Yahya Jammeh lost, that they left and went back to their countries. It is acceptable. It is acceptable for them to change positions. That's fine. They are welcome. But they cannot be equal to people who were beaten in the streets from April, who were beating all over during the campaign, when it comes to benefits of the new government. They cannot be equated to those people. We have professionals. Honorable Ousainou Darboe in particular, my party leader, when you were in jail, when Solo Sandeng was killed, when Femi Peters and Keme Senjame, all UDP members were jailed, Gambians all over the world demonstrated from New York City to Washington, D.C., to Seattle, to Atlanta, to United Kingdom, England, to Norway, to Finland, to Australia. Gambians all over the world they demonstrated. Some Gambians that were shouting and fighting for your release as members of UDP wrote petitions to some of these ambassadors, to some of these embassies. But these ambassadors asked, they wrote to these governments that, the countries of which they are, they wrote to them and asked for securities to go and kick these people out. Gambians were kicked out of these embassies in the UK, in Belgium, in the US. They were kicked out on the orders of these ambassadors that were representing the interests of the Gambia. Gambians that were fighting for the release of Ousainou Darboe and a lot of other UDP, arrestees and a lot of other UDP people that were humiliated and sent to jail for no reasons. Gambians did that in the diaspora. These ambassadors that you appointed right now, you retain in their positions, were telling the world that you are a criminal, Ousainou Darboe. We are telling the world that your party members were criminals. We are telling the world that the opposition are criminals and they are unpatriotic citizens of our country. These ambassadors that you retain, they were the ones telling the world. They were the ones telling the world that you oppositions, the coalition, you don't mean well for that country. You are not good people in that country. You are the ones destroying the image of that country and your surrogates in the diaspora. The very people you are retaining to again go and oversee the affairs of the very people that they kicked out from the premises of those compounds when they went to submit petitions for your freedom, Honorable Ousainou, and those illegally detained Gambians under President Yahya Jammeh. It's not just to return them. It's not just to maintain them. Of course, some were quiet. But when there is a problem, I don't know how to directly say it, but I can explain. During an injustice, anybody that is quiet is a hypocrite, is part of the problem. Any person that keeps quiet, any person that refuses to take side during an injustice, that person is with the criminal. And all these ambassadors from the United Kingdom, Hardin, to Belgium, Tenemba Jete, to US, Honorable Umar, my own Nijai, to London, to Bissau, to India, to China, to Taiwan, to Morocco, France, Spain, all of them. All of them. Nilel keta molti minni alon ko. Ousainou kabiri e muta ini molu yel sorong ye solo sandem fa. Dunia kono. Satete bankuti je mi alon ko Gambia nol mangere okije. Germany, Italy, abetu, Spain, everywhere. Barnita dan ne embassy ka police leta yen na mol bay. Minni alon ko itata le ka foye ko al Ousainou Darboe bula. Al Femi Peters bula. Al solo sandem fure obondi. Those that did that should not be retained. If they are retained because they are technocrats, tell us if the whole of that coalition that sat together from the first day they started writing documents for us to come together, to the day convention happened, to the day nomination happened, to going around the country for campaign, to coming out and voting and getting a government. People that did that are more technocratic than these people that were outside. So to us to say they are technocrats is not the reason. Ali bondi ale mol kije nga folenko nyim politiko manna arjana nyini naje. Ramsia Diab can do a better job than Elizabeth Hardin in the UK. Take Ramsia Diab to UK. She worked hard. She did everything. Yaya Jammeh left her father, aborted her to Senegal. She sacrificed everything. Elizabeth Harding never even wanted us to get closer to the British Gambian High Commission in the UK. Elizabeth Harding in the UK. Tenemba Jete never allowed Gambians to get closer to the British Embassy in Belgium, in Brussels. She never allowed Gambians to get there. What is more technocratic than seeing the truth and supporting that truth? What is more technocratic than seeing a dictator and forming an alliance to fight and win over that dictator? There's nothing more technocratic than that. So these ambassadors, they are not supposed to be there. Nali Ekije Adung, the problem we are facing, and I will say this, if you are a UDP member, I want you to reach out to Ousainou, because I called Honorable Ousainou a million times, I couldn't get him. I wanted to tell him this. This is my problem, me, Ahmad Jite. Me. Nini momo bedenna. Mfayen karandi tonya fola. Ndebuka sila tonya la. Niano dunia be yenkong. Barina tonya. Mbe sila lemba fola. Nima la finambai. Wala namboda PPP. OJ Jallow was the leader. He wanted to be president. What happened? When Yaya insulted Mandinkas, he didn't come out to publicly condemn it. And I told OJ, if you want to represent the whole of the Gambia as president, Yaya insulted Mandinkas, you didn't say anything. I'm out of UDP. You are not representing the Gambia. You don't want to be. I'm out of PPP. Well, I number the PPP. Honorable Ousainou, Gambian will call you a foreign minister. A lot of Gambians do not know that it is the president that appoints foreign ambassadors. Even me, we all thought it is the foreign minister that does. And as a result, Gambians are not happy with you, Uncle Ousainou, for retaining these people. Go and talk to Adama. Go and speak to Adama. You cannot retain them. We are not happy. And if anything happens, it's going to affect a particular political party. And that will be UDP. And that's my party. You cannot retain them. Yaya Jammeh has already sacked them. The embassies were going on. So I wouldn't believe in taking time when it comes to changing ambassadors. I would not accept that. You were able to appoint ministers within the 4 days. The coalition is a composition of 7 political parties and 1 independent party. Each of these has members of at least 100,000. In 2 months, you cannot figure out 10 ambassadors from among these parties. That's not an excuse to say it takes time. I disagree with that. We've all known Ramziya Diab as an example. Ramziya Diab has been fighting under Aissatou Touré. She fought very hard. She worked tremendously hard. Why can't you replace Tenemba Jete with Ramziya Diab? You could have people. I do not agree with that. So these ambassadors, and again, I, Ahmad Jite, as a Gambian, will stand and speak what I felt is not okay. And again, whenever I speak, I voice out my opinion. I voice out my opinion. And these are entirely my opinion. And I've spoken to a lot of people. But they are not happy with 2 people. Because our mentality is Ousainou Darboe appoints ambassadors as foreign minister. But then the president appoints foreign ministers now. Your Excellency Adama Barrow, it's not okay. Molte doku okela. Mini alonko yenjoya. Lota be ajem imalla fi molla, they don't want us. Ya foka be ol talaja. Fanda Jawara, Ibrahim Fanda Darboe, I think it's Fanda Darboe, Ibrahim Jawara's wife, the one Ousainou's daughter that was arrested. I'm sure you know. One of Ousainou's daughters was arrested in the Gambia with Ousainou Darboe and they were jailed. The husband wanted to see Gambian ambassador in the US. He refused to see Fanda Ibrahim Jawara. The ambassador in the US refused to see Fanda Darboe's husband about the plight of his wife as a Gambian citizen. He refused to see Fanda's wife, Fanda's husband, Fanda Jawara's husband, Ibrahim Jawara, in the US. So, I mean, you know, Nalbe Dokuola, Kila sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Molmin follow two bitter. The first people that converted to Islam got the highest reward. The first people, Abu Bakr and Siddiq, the first man, became the best of humanity. Khadija bint Khuwailid, Ali bin Abi Talib. These were the first people, the first Sahabas that came together. The first Sahabas that came together. So these are things that we need to understand. We are not asking anybody to be jailed, but we are asking that all of them to be retained is not okay. It's not. It's not. Some of them did a lot. Some of them did tremendously too much to support Yahya Jammeh against Gambians. We need to know that people are rewarded based on their performance, based on their contributions. This is again politics. If you are a political party, you have an opponent that you went with in an election. You don't go and get a government and appoint opponents. You don't do that. Donald Trump has not appointed any Democrat into office. That's not what we do. If Yahya Jammeh wins election, he does not go after UDP members, Ousainou Darboe and others, and appoints them into office. He has enough of people in his APRC that worked with him and campaigned for him to get positions. Sadauda Kairaba Jawara gave ministerial positions to the people that were in PPP. You cannot win election as a coalition and give positions to your opponents, the APRC people. New ambassador Bemu APRC supporter leti. They were all APRC supporters until after election. It was when people won the election. After campaign, we won the election. A winner was declared. When Yahya Jammeh refused, 1 week later they said, Yahya Jammeh, you have to go down. After people won the election already, with or without them saying that Gambia would have gotten out. We already got Gambia out, as they have said. Gambia has decided. Who said Korea cannot be an ambassador? Man, there are a lot of competent people that supported the coalition that can be ambassadors and high commissioners. Again, I am not seeking for revenge. For people that are listening, you know, you have to be open-minded. I'm not seeking for any revenge. But, you know, do not let down people that work with you. Do not let down people that you work hard with. You cannot fight and do the work with people. When the nice thing comes, you get the position and forget about others. That's not right. Coalition supporters, there are a lot of them who were out in the open, fighting very hard. Some were beaten, some were killed, some were sent out of the country. And Yaya Jammeh supporters, the ambassadors and high commissioners, were there supporting Yaya Jammeh. Like I said, some went back to Gambia. Not only Samsar. Samsar was true to himself. He stood for what he believed in to the end. That's one thing I love him for. He must be crazy, but Sam stood for what he believed in. From the beginning to the end, they sacked him and he's gone. But there are those that were supporting Yaya Jammeh. Look at the man nene Alanin Kilai, Honorable Ousainou Darboe. Ha, aning Adama Barrow. Ay nyindo mambete ade, Adamang Gambianol kontani. Amamol kontani, Adamandia molie. People are not happy about it. Excellent. So please, Gambians suffered there. And these retentions of ambassadors, Gambians are not happy, especially in the diaspora. We knew how we had issues with these people at every corner. Huh? When you go to a US embassy, you want to demonstrate there, they call the police on you, as if you are not even a Gambian. They send you back under the cold or the sun. When you go to British embassy to demonstrate, they don't even want you close. Some of these embassies, they even have special cameramen to video you, to send those videos to Yaya Jammeh back home, so that they can identify people. They did all of that. They did all of these people to discourage Gambians from being truthful. So, Alanga Kata, Your Excellency, we want you to look into these things. We want you to really look into these things, because these appointments are not appointments. We're not happy with them, and please change them to people that work for this country. That's what I have to say. And I hope we understand them. And I hope we understand that that's what we fought for, change. And I hope that positions are given to those that work for this change. And of course, there are people that are qualified. Change some of these ambassadors. Change some of them. Retaining all of them 100%. No. Ahmad Gita is not happy about it. And I know a lot of other Gambians are not happy. And I'm hearing a lot of talks from a lot of angles. So this is an appeal directly to His Excellency Adama Barrow and to our Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs. We're happy. But this is a friendly reminder. And this is a reminder from a supporter, a very strong supporter, who knows and who experiences a lot of things that happen in the diaspora between genuine Gambians that were seeking for change and these ambassadors and high commissioners. They never like you oppositions. A lot of them don't like you. A lot of them want to see you die in jail. These ambassadors. That's what they told the supporters outside. So today they have all changed. Of course, there are some of them that are great. They have things in them that they will not say. We do not have evidence to it until Yaya Jammeh left. They had all the rights. They had all the opportunities to defect and say, we have resigned from Jammeh's government. They can join us. We can all struggle. Ahmad Jita didn't die. I was on government scholarship getting a lot of money. But when Yahya Jammeh asked me to spy, I said no. He cut my scholarship and I'm happy with it. Did I die? No. I am fresher today than 3 years ago when Jammeh, or 4 years ago when he terminated my scholarship for Gambia government. You can always be a truthful person. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. At least they left. I stopped it. Yahya Jammeh stopped my scholarship and I refused to be a spy on Gambians. And what happens? I have a better scholarship from Canadian government. I have a better scholarship from Canada. I have better opportunities from Canada. They've not only supported me, but they supported me, bring my family. Canada as a country. Mansatalla kawlef. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. And those ambassadors are richer than me. The ambassadors were richer than me. They were in the US and in the UK. They were paid a lot of pounds. They could have left Yahya Jammeh after that April 16 Yahya Jammeh's nonsense. But they stayed with Yahya Jammeh. They stayed with him. Even campaign time. They stayed with him. Even after that. They stayed with him. After he declared, they stayed with him. They campaigned for him. Some of them. They could, wallahi, Binet, you are right. They could live without Jammeh. They could have lived. They could survive without Yahya Jammeh. They could survive without those positions. Each and every one of those people are more educated than me. They are richer than me. They have more connection than me. If I could stay and refuse money because of destroying my own country and survived, they could have survived. They could have survived. And it cannot just, for reconciliation, we cannot just sit down and look at you. Molbi Jelemini Alonkaliye by Gambian embassy. You refuse some people renewals of their passports. They refuse Gambians renewals of their passports. Because they are supporting the opposition. Because they were not supporting APRC and Yahya Jammeh. You ambassadors did that. So, I am once again appealing to Honorable Ousainou Darboe, the Foreign Minister and His Excellency the President and the entire government machinery to please bring people who make them permanent secretaries or put them somewhere. Be grateful of their letters, but the people that worked hardest, Ramsia Diab is one example that I will never forget. We've had so many discussions. She went through a lot. Insults from the party, insult from APRC, insult from APRC supporters, even threatening to be killing her. They even prepared for her. Neighbors wanted her dead. They were telling her plainly that the day after this election, we will kill you. Aborta Latata Senegal. Ramsia Diab today, where is the position? She could be an excellent ambassador. Fakuru Sila, an amazing young man. Fakuru Sila, an amazing young man. He could be a wonderful ambassador to Ethiopia or to Guinea-Bissau or to Venezuela. Ami Korea, an amazing ambassador. So and you know, again, Jalibako, Nimbi mutenenti lumandan tenena, kanapisalwo, simaya dua, ngoy Ousainou Darboe. Adung victims, he who feels it knows it. Experience is the best teacher. Nimbi mutenenti lumandan tenena, kanapisalwo, simaya dua, Jalibako yade wolof. Jalibako yade wolof. Bari mansata la fana kole ko, watili kale ayamu, nudawilu ha bainan nas. Wokumata bak. Bida mante tenawti. Nimbi mu tenawti. Samam talatol di sinindi mu arabolti. Albe position oto minni e kelo kale yal kije. Nyinanda mama ke kate fayoti. Nyin December tambila ada mama ke kate fayoti. Ada albela fila position ol lale. Samanal ko mole kate ol fayaliye. Mol min nale do kuoke nale kankango busa yalni bute. Yalni soro yalni lipa yalni bunkidola yalni kungol so. Nali nata walla. Minu ketale selen dangolti. Allote singol ka allote kabol kang. Altala lo bungo turoto. Nalota bungo turoto ale benna kino taraje. Anin kebujeno ni nyari kininyol ni nyenandi kininyol kadu benna kino ndali ol taraje. Nali nata ila minni e selen na odadale alfutata je. Nindo moro banda albe jila nang. Itolle be lola le ni mallo ale albe jolo na ale fa. Al semira wala baki. Fuarolu kabire Ousainou Darboe sorong. Wallahi nkalta ala la mienda. Kabire oje Ousainou nyol sorong hani oje nyol because oje was locked up 22 times. Halifa nyol kabire al sorong. Fuarolu and genuine Gambians that stood by you, genuine Gambians that went out to support you. They sacrificed their lives, they sacrificed their wealth, they sacrificed their everything. Nan ñina tela abe problème ol sambalanande. Ale ñil minu kije kunung almantara palasoto imal muta fenti kunung ñing ambassadolu jamal bije ale minu murundi palasolto kunal manta ke fenti imal muta fenti yal doyale they wished you died yal doya imal muta fenti they don't even want to see you ni alje silol kay bukal jibe fang they never want to see you kabiral manke fenti minu kal kanta ikal bulandi motol kono ika wural noma ika latisatol dum molike bute because of putting on a t-shirt bearing your image. Ika tantangol kasal noma. Ikela dimbayal filije. Ikela dokual filije. So that Ousainou Darboe will be president. They leave their families. They were beaten. They were tortured just to see Adama Barrow become president. Just president. If you forget those people, and appoint those that were accomplices, that were supporters of the team that was beating you, that kill your compatriots, you will not be fair. That's my opinion as Ahmad Jite. Mbal Kontona Mbal Tendula. Once again, I am a bona fide member of the United Democratic Party, UDP. I am proud of being a member, and I am proud of being associated with Ousainou Darboe, a hero, a wonderful man, and His Excellency Adama Barrow. But I'm also very, very proud to be associated with all these heroes of ours. Honorable O.J. Jallow, Honorable Ahmad Ba, Honorable Ali Fasala, Honorable Sidia Jata, Honorable Fatoumata Tambajan Jallo Jita Bana, Honorable Aissatou Touré, Honorable Ami Bojang Sisoho, Honorable Henry Gomez, Honorable Mai Fati. I'm happy to be associated with all these people. Bari ntolel ta malti minu malafinga nyimfalie walu itolem wo mo kurungol ti kunu Itollen nin kuriya, itollen nin mo kurungo lata nyokan kunu. Adunal boyta bi. Ibe murile la mo kurungo yale de. Ina continue do kuwala. So we will speak about it because we are Gambians. Because we are in love with you. For this idiot that is telling me to go and look for ambassadorial position, I am a student going to university. But what I get a month, I can pay a Gambian minister. So let me tell you that. No position, apart from president and vice president in the Gambia, is paid as much as I am, even if I'm a student. So let me put that to you. No Gambian ambassador. I can pay ambassadors. Every single ambassador, what I get a month is more than your ambassadors. I can pay 5 National Assembly members from my little wage, monthly wage. 5 National Assembly members. I can pay them in Gambia. So I'm not interested in position. I'm interested in people getting opportunities and us having a democracy. That is what I want you to know. You Abdunjai. And again, you are one of those that you are one of those that I don't know. You are my uncle. Otherwise, I will tell you something because Njayans are my uncle. So Abdunjai, you can say all that you want. You are my uncle. Otherwise, I will say what you don't like. So Mbal Konto Mbal Jaila, on a more serious note, Your Excellency the President, Your Excellency Honorable Foreign Minister, please reconsider these retentions. I'm not saying you sack all of them. I'm not saying that. In every flock of people, there are good ones among them. But there are those that we cannot leave. There are those that we cannot leave. Please let us get them out. The last thing I wanted to say, I am very happy that His Excellency Adam Barrow arrested Yankuba Baji, NIA Chief, Liz Gomez, and Sajeng. But you know who arrested them? The police. You are arresting a hyena and handing over to another hyena to help investigate the killing of a bull or a cattle that all of them shared in the bush. That's impossible. Police kebalu mini alonko yenyile arrest wale kuriada. Where are they? They say they are at Karaba Police Station or Brusibi. Brusibi Police Station is headed by Landing Bojang. Landing Boja is Commander Bulldozer and number 3 operations. Landing's life, Landing got his promotions through wickedness against innocent Gambian people. Landing Bojang, Commander of operations, killed Landing Bojang, Commander of operations of Gambia Police, is responsible for a lot of tortures and a lot of nonsenses. If you arrest the killers and torturers and you hand them over to killers and torturers and you ask them to investigate, nothing will come out of it. Ali Yankuba Songo ala bayi. Yankuba Songo is not killing the police chief ala bayi. Landing Bojang bayi. Al police kuntiol mini alonko kuja oke ya jamano palastiol ali bay. Ale NIA kuntiol bay nyameng. The deputy and the head and the operations commander. Ali bay nyameng police head, deputy and operations commander. Ali olfana bay. Ali bay. Ali mo kendol samana. Once again, I'm going to say this. Find out about Ablai Sanyang, former police officer, and Assis Bojang. Find out about them. Ali mo kendol samana NIA police mara. Sojar kundato, mini moltor Ali Bay palasol to Ale palasol di mo kendola. Prisons director alka tuje munela. After all that you have seen and all that these innocent prisoners told you, why are you keeping David Colley? It's not only these ambassadors. There are worse places. You go to Nawek. Nawek, Mr. Sanyang at Nawek is terrible. We are not personally attacking people, but this is a country. Tonya kole atabaki. Ndeka dua ale suta o suta nimbelala every night. God, no matter how much people hate me, give me the courage to speak the truth to anyone. Ndelafta Gambia be fanna. Barimbe tonya fola ale kontana na la kila. Ali Bay, sack all of mass sacking. What is wrong with sacking them en mass? Sack 100 people, 100 police officers that are criminals. Sack them. You will have 100 police officers that are clean to replace them. Sack 100 prison officers that are bad. You will have 100 prison officers that are clean. To say step by step, no. No step by step. We have a lot of work to do. Financial crimes by Yaya Jammeh. You think these criminals, some of them built houses. David Colley owned a mansion. They own mansions. You ask them, some of these criminals, Yaya built them mansions. They are all owning mansions. They own money. They all have a share out there. Nawek director, Alabay. Had be my electricity son. Nawek director, Alabay. Gamtel director, Alala Kuwajibe. Sack them. You have to be fast. You have to be fast about this. There are competent Gambians. We have more competent Gambians than incompetent Gambians. The good thing Yaya Jammeh did about Gambia is he sent all the good people outside of the country. And when he sent good people out of the country, one thing that you do when you go out is, it's not like Gambia. You forcefully upgrade yourself. That's the good thing about sending people out. Yaya minu beba itara tu abdu. Itara karambungol to by force. As Ibrahim Chongan, he was just a police officer. A military officer, career military man. But when he was sacked and kicked out of the country, he went and studied law. He is deputy director of Home Office. Ask them. They learned, they did great jobs. So bring them back. Electrical broom. Thank you so much. I just remember the a term by Yaya Jammeh. Yes, Yaya's electrical broom is still there. Roman, I'm not asking them to sack all of them. I said those that have done something wrong. I'm not asking them to sack everybody. Sometimes talking is difficult. So those that did wrong, sack them. That's what I said. Innocent people, I'm not talking about them. I'm saying those that did wrong. So mbal kondo nambal jala alamale nalso kairola. Speaking again is not easy. But I want this particular message to go to Honorable Ousainou Darboe, the Foreign Minister, and the President. They are in positions today, but it's just 3 years. And for me, Ousainou, you are a president in waiting. For me, for Ahmad Jit. And I have that 100% belief that you are a president in waiting. But that will be maintained or destroyed based on how you handle matters. A lot of people are even accusing that you are in control of Adama. It may not be true. But looking at the relationships, who knows? Adama is your son in politics. He sang about your name. He said everything. In fact, according to Adama, if the law would have allowed, Adama said he would have relinquished presidency and hand it over to you, Honorable Ousainou Darboe. So to Gambians, presumably, you carry heavy influence. You are the most powerful man today in that country. So Kujamal Bekeri Mini Alonko, it's very, very important for us to look at. Again, this is my Facebook and I am speaking. If you do not want to watch what I'm saying, leave here. Don't direct me. My uncle Abdunjai, don't direct me as to what I say here. If you don't want to hear it, leave. So I want Honorable Ousainou to hear this, and a lot of Gambians are not happy, particularly with retention of these ambassadors, and this fall directly under you, Honorable Ousainou, and His Excellency Adama Barrow. Laftale nyinjibe bake, barimbafo kan horomole kan animbunya, because mol min complainta, ya tolle kanu, adi lafta tolle la fana walati ne nyimfo. Because kabiri ya almuta, yatol Ousainou Darboe ya almuta amanke silo kanti. When you were arrested unlawfully. These Gambians went out to fight for you. These Gambians went out to make sure you are released. And these ambassadors were the biggest obstacles. These high commissioners were the biggest obstacles to our fight. Every single city in Europe, every big city in the United States, in UK, we had demonstrations. None of these ambassadors accepted Gambians get closer to their premises. They all kicked us out for fighting for Ousainou Darboe's release and all those illegally detained Gambians, including Fatoumata Jawara. So if they are today retained, those that fought for you will view you with a very skeptical face. Is this not Ousainou and Adama that we all supported? Are these people not the ones that were insulting us for being unpatriotic? Are they not the people that were kicking us out? They were calling American police and British police to kick us out from Gambian embassy premises. They are the people. Why are they retaining them? You are shaming us. You are telling us that work for your release that we are foolish, that we are useless, that we are not worth it. And this is a cycle. It keeps coming. So politics will keep coming and people will not be satisfied with you. They are disappointed and they will not put you in position that you want to be. That is how politicians fail. Ila mol malafi minna ni oke. Minni e kanu. Ni e filijetate jowol kontanindi. Ni boyta. Minni ke makoy. Ite makoy lad. Adun kujamal lel keda minni alongon deol folano banta jang. Dol bije wol katu badim bunne. Ndewol folano jang. Baralta badim bun ale kacha. Atol mi e banko ta atol mo kendolu din kendolu. Alta ale kacha. Adunde particularly, I will once again address this to Honorable Ousainou, my own party leader. Sembo bebul banko kane. Adu mo kendole muiti, mo kumale muiti. Bari, ye luwa le karang. Ite kaje nyame luwa nyato. Anim ordinary, uneducated Gambian ol kaje nyame mankilling. If you want to play politics of intellectualism, inimolbe kuyalal. Politics is very sensitive, but you have to play by the rule. Technocrats fine. Barinko, Neram siya diab samba. Nilmol min kata. Very, very, very important. We make sure the rifle min kata embassy to. Ni solo sande wala wo alpha wo pa biringo mi alonko solon kuruma fata. Ala buroda ni chika ye ambassador tombo ye ala buroda chika iko ambassador ko solo kurman's buroda or first son. Make him your driver at the British embassy. He can also go there and his family and be the driver of the ambassador to United Kingdom, and he will also have good education for the children. Huh? For one day. But again, whenever I speak, this is my own opinion. What Allah kuokoros. I have no powers. I only have a mouth and give out my opinion. Imagine Fatoumata Jawara that went out with Solo Sunday. Wala taziru waziratan wizra ukhra. Quranoko. But Fatoumata Jawara, and in Solo Sunday you'll find the data demonstration. Fatoumata Jawara's husband used to work at KMC, Kanifing Municipal Council. What happened? When they arrested Fatoumata Jawara, and they know the relationship between Fatoumata Jawara and the husband, they sacked the husband from KMC because Fatoumata Jawara is a wife to him. What connections do they have? Why will they punish Fatoumata Jawara, Fatoumata Jawara's husband, for Fatoumata Jawara's demonstration as a citizen with rights? But they sack Fatoumata Jawara's husband. Ousainou Darboe's nephews. Ousainou Darboe badingol min we mansa kunda do kola. Yebe bay. Momodou Sane badingol min bije. Ke mesem femi Peters badingol min be yaja me do kola. Yebe bay. Because they were related to opposition leaders. They were related to people that stop oppositions. Omambetea. Nkale ko arjana nyinita nyindula. Of course, the bigger picture is heaven arjana ta. But the political benyame nga folemba folale. The convention of politics is, if Labour Party in the UK takes over from the Tories in the UK, they don't go and appoint Labour ministers or Labour experts as ambassadors or ministers. They appoint members of the Labour Party. They don't go for Tories. They don't go and appoint conservatives as ambassadors, conservatives as ministers. Liberal Party in Canada, when they won the elections, they didn't go and appoint Conservative Party members as ambassadors. They also didn't go and appoint conservative people as members of parliament or let's say ministers. Why would the coalition government win election when Yahya Jammeh was ruling for 22 years? He was only appointing APRC people and his loyalists. Why would coalition win elections and appoint Yahya Jammeh and APRC members as ambassadors? Why would the coalition do that? That is not politics. Baboon, monkey walk, baboon chop. Woman better. That's not good. Woman better. Coalition supporters and coalition members of different political opposition parties need to be appointed to these positions. A lot of things happen that we are not going in there. And I don't want to go there, but it's fine. I said it here. I love Hassan Jallow as Chief Justice. Amazing. But Janin Kate Fayo Kakenganyil for Jamalika, I said a lot of these things. Batam Bidu, Hassan Jallow, Badara Diouf, these people they appointed. Where were they? When Gambians were dying. Where was Hassan Jallow? The Chief Justice. Where was Batam Bidu? They were working for the UN. They couldn't say a single word for Gambians to support Gambians. They were quiet. Of course, their appointments are okay, but I'm not very important. But wallahi, I love them. They are working so great. They are working so great. They are highly qualified. But imam Gambia no mako de ye Gambia filijele de kunu. Ye Gambia filijele. I never knew that there was a man called Batambidu in this world. I never knew him. The Justice Minister. I never knew he existed. And he has knowledge about Gambia. He's a lawyer. Citizen lawyer. Seasoned lawyer. But he never worked. I have never heard him say anything. Hassan Jallow, the former Chief Justice, Arusa International, powerful lawyer. I've never heard him say anything. Even up to during election, I've never heard him say anything. But they are appointed, that's fine. Badara Diouf that they appointed, I don't know, they also appointed health minister. They also appointed constructions minister. I don't know them. Were they part of the coalition? Were they supporting the Gambians? I don't know. If they did, it was under the carpet. But you appointed them, that's fine. But 90% of the appointments are becoming Yahya Jammeh people. That's not all right. That's not okay. Akoleatale barifongaf. Akoleatale. Ntebe ala danila. Nkana motonye. Be mari mansata la danila nkana motonye. Bari mansata la ko. inni haramtu dhulma ala nafsi wa ja'altuhu bainakum muharraman fala tadhalamu adun alal ko inna allaha la yuhibbu dhalimin ndema la fi toñerola bari toña fombe o kelale nadiata UDP fana sign sack me from UDP because I left PPP. Sack me. Maybe I'll even leave politics because politics is so, I don't even know if I'll end up even be part of politics because I will even stand before my political leader and start arguing with him or her if the need be. So, ndebe tonya folal nalbe hate la alien hate bari malla fi tonye rola ninga min tonye ala nin kila al haket adum ma belon o fawqa kulli dhi ilmin alim ndenga domon dinnelo o ma utitum min ilmin illa qalil ale wolof ndeman fello o ma utitum min ilmin akum man fendi alla londoto fodomanding wama utitum min ilmin illa qalil woto nka dolfo Gambia ndemanke expert about it but nga domanding o millon. Of course we will not like everything that the coalition will do because you see I'm from Kitty. I would have loved for a minister to come from Kitty because they work hard. Okay, somebody from Willie will love the same thing, so we will not all be satisfied. But the minimum requirement should be met. And it's part of the minimum requirements, puru. Yaya Jammeh ambassador ye bondi. Ye dol bondi. Mafo ebe de bari ye bondi. Bal konto nambal jaila. Al yamfanya ningal tonye. Alama ale na banko so kairola. Alama ale baro so kairola. Ngalem kundinyol jele be koykan. You see? Yaya Jammeh problem ole asabu. You see, some of my hairs are getting gray. A very young man. Some of my hairs are getting gray now. Very young man. Yaya Jammeh ku ole asabu. Yaya Jammeh problem. Uralen kana continue ka problem ol sambana. Alamalen so kairola. Almalen kisa so setanola. Kila nyima hormoto. Almale Gambia so kairola. Nafi kolu nyimansa kunda kono. Almale tenkereng. Fasi kolu. Hadumen tungolu. Mini alonko they are selfish. Almale tenkereng. Almale malu. Almale wanyari. Almale kasara. President Barrow almale banko sambanya soniandie. Alma ale banko sambanya soniandie. Inila molbe including Ousainou, Halifa Sallah, OJ and all of these people. Bal konto nambal jaila. Almalen so kairola. Almalen kisa setanola. Gambia is what we see. And I pray this and we will go again. I will repeat this. Our best days, the days when we will stand and be proud of holding our passport, the days when we will stand and be proud of being Gambians, and the days we will stand and say, hey man, we are Gambians. The days when everybody will run and want to be going to Gambia, when people will be scrambling for Gambian passport because of our beauty, our respect for human rights and democracy. I say these days are still ahead. With commitment, with genuineness, with hard work, we will get there. We have to persevere and be truthful. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu ako altonya fonye ninjenketa alimma koy nimbe tonya kan bar altonya fonye ninjenketa Omar ibn al-Khattab fana wolof nkono alkononte ya mo kendo wala moti mi alonko nanje kuja wala ka fonye akamma koy wala enkanu woto molman kontani about the retention of these ambassadors, and we are going to say it because that is what is going to bring back the popularity of our government that we work so hard to restore. Mbal kondo na mbal jaila, mbal tentula mbal jaila bakifang. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.